8 months, guys. 8 months of watching NBA basketball, from preseason to opening night to all the way halfway through the season in January to the All-Star break to after the All-Star break, playoffs, first round, semifinals, conference finals. We are now finally here after 8 long months. We are here. NBA finals start tomorrow, guys. Clap it up, get hype. Clap it up, get hype. Clap it up, get hype, man. Celtics, Mavs. Game 1's tomorrow at 8:30. Couldn't be more excited, bro. Listen, we knew the Celtics were gonna be in the finals, but wow, for the Mavericks to have this road to the finals, they were a play-in tournament team for the first half of the season. Then they make these Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington trades. Their defense gets better, and boom, they have a great playoff run. Luka and Kyrie playing amazing, and now they're here at the NBA Finals in a West that's extremely tough and will be tough for many more years to come. Cause man, there's just so many elite teams in the West. I'm gonna do a little preview on the finals, the matchups between these two teams. But before we get started, once again, and not to complain or anything, but I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what? I'll give y'all some time. I'll wait. Oh, okay, you done? Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started because they play. First, I wanted to talk about their regular season meetings. One of their regular season meetings was before the Daniel Gafford trade and the PJ Washington trade. I'm not even gonna, like, to me that game doesn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? Because the Mavericks have been a totally complete different team with these guys on the roster. The one game after the trade deadline that I have here is Boston and winning by 28 points. 138 to 110. But the reason why I don't want to take too much stuff into this is just because if you look here, I mean, you guys can't see, but Derrick Jones Jr., who has been incredible for them all season, especially this playoff run, he only played 7 minutes. He didn't even start. Daniel Gafford, who they picked up again, 6 minutes. Josh Green started. He played 28 minutes. Derek Lively was starting. He played 23. Like, Maxi Kleber had 20 minutes. Dante Exum had 15 minutes. So Tim Hardaway Jr. had played 20 minutes. So this Mavs team, again, even with these trades after the trade deadline, they're playing a completely different style. I want to say completely different style. They're playing a completely different rotation that the Celtics have not seen before. The Celtics obviously are playing the exact same guys. Good news for them, Porzingis will be back for game 1 after the calf injury that he sustained in the game. What was it? 3 of the East first round against Miami. So he'll be back. That's critical for them in these matchups. This one game is really all I could take away from when it comes to look at these matches between these two teams. A few things I took away from the game. I wanted to look at them specifically who was guarding who. Starting with Boston on the offensive side of the ball, you saw Jason Tatum mostly being guarded by PJ Washington and Josh Green. Obviously, again, Josh Green is not starting. I would assume that DJJ, Derrick Jones Jr., he takes that role and is the primary defender on Tatum throughout the entire series. Then you have Derek White mostly guarding Luka. Obviously, they have the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. It's not even a question. They have the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. So they both can guard him, but the main assignment in that game specifically was White on Kyrie Irving. Luka most likely, of course, Luka's going to be guarded by everyone. Everyone's going to have their chance against Luka. But Luka will be guarded by Jaylen Brown to start the game. He might be his primary defender, of course. And when you flip it on the other side, for Dallas, while Dallas is on defense and the Celtics are on offense, you're gonna have Kyrie Irving. Obviously, I think they'll match up well with him versus Derek White. Obviously the bigs will be on each other. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford will both be on Porzingis. You're gonna have Derrick Jones Jr., of course, as I said, on Jason Tatum. You're gonna have PJ Washington on Jaylen Brown. Luka is gonna be guarding Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday is like the least offensively threatening guy in the Celtics starting lineup. Obviously, he can score. We know Drew Holiday can score. You know, he shoots 40% from three and all that. I wouldn't say he had a great offensive playoffs, but the threat for him to be able to put up 20 obviously is still there. But he's the least threatening offensive player, so Luka's gonna be guarding him, and that's a place the Celtics are gonna attack. They're gonna test Luka's defense. They're gonna run a lot of JT pick and roll, JT Drew Holiday pick and rolls, even Jaylen Brown pick and rolls, Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday pick and rolls. They're gonna try to get a switch. Dallas does switch a lot, so you can see a lot of times Luka on Tatum, Luka on Jaylen Brown. Dallas will send help if Luka needs it, but that's exactly playing into the hands of the Boston Celtics. You know, Boston wants to, they want to spray the ball out. You know what I'm saying? They want to get the ball, they want to spray it out, they want to shoot a bunch of threes. Okay? Like when they get the defense rotating because they're making all these quick passes on the perimeter, you're playing right into their hands. So the one thing I'm going to be looking for is how much help will Dallas send if, like, Kyrie, for example, or Luka, for example, is on Tatum, is on Brown, and they're over there taking advantage of them on one-on-one or ISO situations. Because again, it's really dangerous to help off of anybody on the Celtics team, because every single one of them shoot threes. They were the best offense in the league. They were the best offense in NBA history, just due to the fact that everybody on the team could shoot threes. They had 7 players. Seven players have at least 100 threes during the season. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Daniel Gafford is the starting center for them, for the Dallas Mavericks, of course. Porzingis will be back, so having a 5-man as dangerous as Porzingis is going to be a real big test for Daniel Gafford and for the Dallas Mavericks defense. Daniel Gafford isn't as good as Derek Lively in terms of being able to guard in space and being able to guard on the perimeter. Daniel Gafford, I feel like, exclusively plays in drop. Like Derek Lively, they'll switch him sometimes. He'll play drop, he'll switch. I think he's a better switch defender than Daniel Gafford by a lot. But Daniel Gafford is exclusively going to play in drop. You can't really do that playing against Porzingis, who is such a threat from the three. The guy is 7'3". That I can shoot from anywhere. And it's not like he shoots like 40% from three or anything, but like he's such a threat, and not in the same way Al Horford is. And Al Horford was struggling from three until the Pacers series, where he all of a sudden just was like, you know what, I'm going to start making threes. It don't make no sense. But he did. But the threat of Porzingis and his size, he being able to his releases quicker and all that. He's obviously a better offensive player at this point than Al Horford. It's going to be a real test for Gafford. It's going to be a real test for Lively as well. And then, of course, since they do switch, in the times that they do switch, can Porzingis take advantage of the mismatches? Because if everybody's mismatched for him, essentially. He's 7'3". But when Kyrie's on you, when PJ Washington is on you, or any of the guards is on you, can you? How often will they go to that and let Porzingis eat one-on-one? He's coming off the injury, so I don't know how much they want to feature him in the offense at the get-go. I'm not sure if there's a limit, there's a minutes restriction on him or whatever, but that's going to be a place where they might have an advantage. Kristaps Porzingis was the most efficient post-up player in the league. It wasn't on very high volume, but when you give the ball to Porzingis in the post, you can absolutely trust him to get a basket. Now, when the Celtics are on defense, look, Luka is going to just cook. All right? In that previous game, he had a 37-point triple-double. Luka is going to attack anybody, whether Jason Tatum's on him, Jaylen Brown is on him, if Derek White is on him. He's gonna have Derek White and Drew Holiday guard him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna try to get that switch. The Celtics do switch a lot, except with the bigs. Luka is so good that like he might get you to play a different style of defense than you're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Like the Celtics, they don't send a lot of help. They switch a ton, and their bigs drop back. Horford and Porzingis can drop back like deep in the paint, right? Especially if you have Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively guarding them. They're not 3-point threats at all. They're running to the rim. They're rolling to the rim for dunks. And Luka, obviously, he's coming off a series where he's going against Gobert, who plays a lot of drop, and he was cooking Gobert. He was cooking their entire drop coverage scheme and all that. So if he gets to that point, are they gonna start double teaming him again? They don't double team a lot. They really don't. Are they gonna double team him? And Luka, even Minnesota, the best defensive team in the league, they threw double teams at him. They blitzed him off the pick and rolls, and he still carved them up. So Luka might be able to get whatever he wants. The Boston Celtics gonna have their hands full because he's the best player in the series. He is better than Jason Tatum. That's just point blank period. He is better than Jason Tatum. He's an absolute master. I don't think there's a defensive coverage that could really stop him. He hits tough shots. He's a 3-level scorer. The guy ain't fast. He ain't athletic. You know, he's not LeBron with athleticism. He's not fast like Tyrese Maxey or De'Aaron Fox, but he knows how to get to his spots. He's extremely strong. He's extremely smart. When he has the ball, he's going to be generating a lot of open threes, especially in the corner. The Celtics do a good job of guarding on the perimeter, not giving up a lot of corner threes, but this is Luka we're talking about. Like, this is the whole nother level of offensive machine that he is. And Kyrie as well, too. Kyrie's going to be guarded by Derek White most of the time. He can't cook him. Obviously, Derek White is a all-NBA defender and all that, but he can obviously cook one-on-one. I don't see him really getting blitzed a lot. I think they'll let him go one-on-one. I think the Celtics will trust Derek White against him, and if Kyrie makes a shot, he makes a shot. He's one of the best offensive players of all time. One thing I will say that the Celtics have, of course, over the Dallas Mavericks is size. They will play Horford and Porzingis together. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure how many minutes Porzingis will play. I don't think he'll play more than like 33. I mean, he might not even play more than 30 minutes, to be honest. Coming off a calf strain for a guy that size, I think they're going to want to play careful. But they can play both of them together. Horford and Porzingis. He can play both of them together. That's a lot of size that I don't think the Dallas Mavericks really have. They can't play two non-shooting bigs together compared to Horford and Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that. Like, they're not playing Gafford and Lively together. It's one or the other. The size difference will matter, I think, in this series. For the Boston Celtics, they have that advantage. Again, their 5-out offense is going to be really tough for them to cover, because when their offense is rolling, as we've seen all season, when their offense is rolling and they can shoot a bunch of threes and make a bunch of threes. When they played each other, their last time they played after the All-Star break in March, they made 19 or 20 threes. When their offense is rolling and when they can lock in on defense, they're a tough team to beat. I do think, though, again, with Luka being the master he is, him being able to generate so many open shots, open looks for the other guys. Of course, P.J. Washington, P.J. Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., maybe even Tim Hardaway. Maybe you might see Jaden Hardy. That's another person that the Celtics will attack on when the Celtics are on offense. Jason Tatum, if they see Jaden Hardy, they're gonna call him up into every screen and all that. That's definitely somewhere where you have to help. Jaden Hardy is not a good defender at all. Not that he's like terrible. Like, I don't want to say that, but He most definitely isn't a great defender, and that's a place that they might have sent help, and that's a place that the Celtics could be able to exploit. Jaden Hardy, I don't know if Dante Exum will see minutes again. He hasn't really played that much in these playoffs. Luka's gonna generate open shots. His teammates are gonna have the onus is on them to hit the open shots. You know, they will get some open shots. They're gonna have to hit some open shots. Boston, everybody on the team shoots threes. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have been really good, especially Jaylen Brown. I gotta give him my credit. Unfortunately, like Jaylen Brown has been absolutely amazing on both ends of the floor. Jaylen Brown transition is just a beast, a different monster. He's such a great finisher. When Boston gets playing, even in transition, when they play fast, they can get so many open looks. Again, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they can get to the basket pretty easily with their athleticism and their strength. I think each team can score against each other. I think you'll see games where it might be 115 to 117, 110 to 120, stuff like that. I think these teams can absolutely score on each other because of Luka for Dallas, his mastery, and the Celtics, their overall offense with every single one of their guys and their offensive process. The defense is really gonna determine this series. Both teams have shown that they are elite defenses, so I think it's gonna come down to that. It's gonna come down to tough shot making and the clutch and all that. Obviously, Luka and Kyrie are very clutch. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum have had clutch shots as well. And defensively, who can get stops? One thing Joe Mazzulla is pretty good at, I think he's pretty good at making out of bounds plays. If it comes to that, can Dallas get an important stop when need be? They did in the Minnesota series. I will say they got very important stops, defensive stops when they needed to. Even Luka, remember it was game 1 where he broke up the lob pass to Gobert to get the win. Like, they both are absolutely capable of getting defensive stops when they need to. So this is going to be a really fun matchup, a fun chess match between Joe Mazzulla and Jason Kidd. My official prediction, I want to go for the Mavericks, you know what I'm saying? Just because I don't like the Celtics, obviously. You know what? We're going to go with the Mavericks. Let's say Mavericks in 6 or 7. I do think this will be a long series. So let's say Mavericks 6 or 7. Leaning a little bit more towards 7. But this is going to be the biggest test the Celtics have had. They've had an easy path to the finals. They haven't really had any resistance. They haven't played a top-level player like Luka Doncic at all. So this will be a really tough series. They need to lock in on defense for sure. They've had moments where they lock in, but they need to lock in for the full 48 minutes because Luka and Kyrie are a different animal. They have not played this level of offensive talent at all throughout their entire playoff run. So they are absolutely capable of doing it. But yeah, man, that's it for me, guys. I gave y'all my prediction. I gave y'all my thoughts on the matchups between both these teams, the advantages they have, the disadvantages they have, of course. We'll be back for the recaps after these games are done. But until then, thank you guys for watching and listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Any and all help is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.